In this video, you're going to learn how to write the finding section of a report. I'm using practice paper 2 for the clinic section as an example. In the test, you will need to write a report in 300 to 350 words. If we deduct the number of words in the introduction, methodology, conclusion, and recommendation, so the total number of words that you should write in the finding section should be about 150 words. For example, if you're now comparing the course fee of A and B, what do you need to do? Would you say course A is $4,700 per participant, while the course fee of B is $4,400 per participant? Or would you attempt to give a more detailed comparison? So that's why I'm suggesting to you today a three-step pattern in making a comparison. So what do I mean by a three-step pattern? Instead of going to the details immediately for each aspect, I suggest in the very beginning, you give an overall comparison to tell the reader whether in that aspect, the two subjects, A and B, are similar or different. And after that, after giving the overview to the reader, and then you can go to the details. You can go to the specific details. That is to talk about how much. If the comparison is about a date, so here you will talk about the date from when to when. If the aspect is about comparing service, so in this step, you will go to the details of the service. And after that, it will be the final step. That is to tell in that aspect which one, A or B, would be a better choice and why. Okay, so let's see the expressions. For giving an overview to the reader that whether A and B are similar or different, you can use the sentence structures here. If they are similar, you can use the word resembles or similar to. If different, you can say there is a big difference between A and B. You can also use the verb differs, or an adjective is different from. Don't forget, you need to mention which area, which aspect you are doing the comparison. So that's why you need to put in terms of, or in relation to, or regarding or concerning. That is to tell the reader, oh, you are now making a comparison between A and B, and you are now comparing their price or service. So you put the word service or price here. So after making an overview, giving an overview to the reader, you can go to the specific details of the two options. If you want to say they are similar, you can say A is $300 in the same way. B is $320. Both A and B are sold at a low price. But if the difference is big, like A is 400, but B is 4,000, so you can use although, while, whereas. You can also put these connectives in the middle of the sentence. You can also do it in this way. A is sold at $400. However, B is sold at $4,000. Unlike A, B is sold at a high price. I highlight this area in each sentence here. The reason is I would like to tell you a relative clause can be added to the place highlighted in yellow. So first of all, let's look at the relative clause, which is within our budget of, which exceeds our budget, which is over our budget. Pay attention to over. Over is not a verb. So that's why you need to put a verb is here. Quite a number of students say over the budget, which over the budget. So which is wrong. You have to say which is over the budget, which meets, which fulfills our needs, our requirement, which does not meet our needs, which does not meet our requirement, which is $200 lower than our budget. So these are the relative clause. Don't forget, we need to put a comma. So if you insert a relative clause to these places, so the sentences will become A charges $500, whereas B charges just $350. Oh, what does it mean by $350? Oh, $350 is within our budget. What is your budget? $300. Okay? A, although A is organized in Shalwan, comma, B is held on Lantau Island. Oh, Lantau Island is too far. So here you put a relative clause. You give more information to the reader about Lantau Island. So you say, does not meet our requirement. Unlike B, A lasts for 5 days, which is 2 days fewer than our requirement. So your requirement is 7 days. But for A, it lasts for 5 days only. So that's why you use a relative clause to give more information about 5 days. Or 5 days is 2 days fewer than our requirement. After putting a relative clause, your sentence would provide more information to the reader. So after step 2, we will go to the last step. That is to tell the reader A and B in this aspect, in this regard, in this area. Which one would be more preferred, desirable, favorable, and your reason. You can also use expression number 2. A and B, A or B is obviously. If you are very confident in making this conclusion, so you can use obviously, clearly, apparently. But if you are not very confident, you feel that, well, in this aspect, A and B are actually quite similar. If you really ask me which one would be a better choice, I can't really make a decision. Maybe A, or maybe B. So in this case, you are not very confident in making the conclusion. So you say A or B seems to be, appears to be. Don't forget to give a reason. It is not a must to provide a reason. It's not a must, but if you provide a reason, your report will contain more information, and you will be able to, showcase your language ability, so which is a good thing to get a good grade. When you give reasons, look at the structure here. Because, since. So the reason should be in a subject and a verb structure. But if used due to, owing to, because of, in view of, don't forget, the reason should be in a noun phrase. Here I have made a summary to show you more about step 2, giving specific details of the 2 options. So look at the left hand side. Fee, cost, price, time, duration, rating, ranking, location, venue. So you may take a look at it in detail. Whenever you see a price, amount of money I should say, Please don't think that it must be about the price of the product. Sometimes it can be the service fee. So if for service fee, we do not say A, the price of A, okay, we will say, oh, because this is the fee, so we say we will need to pay. Or you will say company A, provider A charges. Or you can simply say the fee of A. If it is a price, that is the product. I always say that price refer to the product. You pay for that amount of money and then you can take the object home. So you can say A is the price or A cost or A is sold, A is priced. Don't mix up price with fee. For time and duration, time from 9 to 5 starts from 9 to 5. Okay, starts. You can also use the time of A is 8 hours, whereas that of B, that refer to time of. The time of. You don't want to repeat the same words. The time of. So you can use the word that. You can also use conduct. A is conduct. Or you can use duration, last or last for. How about rating and ranking? Rating. If A is 3 star out of 5 star, so you say the rating of A. Or you can also say A obtained the rating of. If you're talking about the ranking, B ranked the first. Oh, but A ranked the third. So A ranked higher or lower. And finally, about location. So we can use take place, or is organized, or is conduct, or you can also use is held. You can also say we will need to go there instead of saying which area B or A is held. Okay, you can say we will need to go to. So good luck to your finding session. In next video, I'll be talking about how to write conclusion and recommendation.